If you are taking the approach to marketing of let's try this and see if it works, it's costing you a lot of money, largely in opportunities, also in effectiveness, because you can waste a lot of time and money and effort doing things that don't work and were never going to work. And if you had taken the time beforehand to stop and assess and figure out who you are, what's your brand, who do you serve, who's your ideal client, what do you do for them, what are their pain points. Yes, it's a lot to go through. Yes, that's a big investment. But what that saves you is all of the time that it takes you to try something. And keep in mind, it takes months for something that is a good strategy, a good tactic, takes months for it to actually work. So you have to spend at least 3 to 6 months trying something that's never going to work before you can go, okay, this isn't going to work. Let's try something else. Think of how many different tactics are out there. All the different types of content you can create: video, audio, podcasting, images, infographics, animated videos, videos like this, blog posts, articles. Where are you publishing the articles? Which social media channel are you on? If there's a new social media channel that pops, no, I shouldn't say if, when a new social media channel pops up, are you going to hop on and be one of the first users or not? Why? Do you know the answers to these questions? Because there are so many platforms for you to be on and so many different things you can say and different ways you can say it and different places you can lead your prospects, your audience. That if you're just going to try one individually, and then if that doesn't work, try another one. And if that doesn't work, try another one. It's going to take you so much longer to get where you're going. And who knows if you'll even be in business at that point, if it's just not, if you keep trying things that don't work. It's similar to if you get plopped in the middle of an ocean in a boat and you just start rowing somewhere. I don't know if we're going to go where we want to go, but let's just start rowing, right? That's exactly what you're doing by trying marketing. How long does it take you to cross that ocean and get somewhere, and then figure out whether or not that's somewhere that you want to be? And if it's not, then you got to turn around and figure out somewhere else to go. And you just start rowing until you end up somewhere else, right? That's not a strategy. By contrast, when you have a strategy, you have a clear idea of who you are, what your brand voice is. You have a clear idea of where you want to go. Then it's just a matter of reverse engineering that and going, all right, here's how we're going to get there. Now, to be clear, there is a time and a place to figure out what's working and what's not. There, you should absolutely always assess at least once a quarter, assess your marketing, what's working, what's not. And if it's not, then you can adjust. The difference is you have more of a general idea of where you're going, right? If you, again, imagine yourself plopped in an ocean, you have 360 degrees that you have to choose from, whereas maybe you have like 90 degrees or hopefully even less, right? Hopefully you really narrowed that slice of the pie. Like, here's where we're aiming for. We want to go right here. Let's figure out how to get here. And when you're aiming for this, then if you get this, well, okay, then you adjust a little to get this. Whereas if you're just aiming for everything or anything and figuring out what works, it's going to take you a lot longer and a lot it's going to require much more of an investment, time, money, energy, resources to try and get there. So that is my tip. That is why you need a strategy, especially heading into the new year. Please, please get a strategy before you start throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what works, because there's a lot of spaghetti in the world of marketing. There are a lot of walls. Throwing stuff and hoping you hit something is just costing you a whole lot of time and money and aggravation. I mean, I talk to a lot of people who say marketing doesn't work. And that's why. It's because they did not start with a strategy and they only tried the stuff that was always doomed to fail because they didn't chart a course for themselves to begin with. So if you want a strategy, if you want to make sure you're going in the right direction, please reach out. I can also do an assessment if you are currently marketing. I can always look at what you're doing. And again, where you want to go, who's your ideal client? Is this actually going to work? Does this have a chance And if yes, great, keep doing it. And if not, or maybe you just need a little adjustment, we can talk about that too. So that is me. That is my tip for you. Your first tip of 2026. If you want more tips like this, you can subscribe, please, if you have not done so already. You can also check out my website, AV as in my initials, Allison Verhalen, right there. So that is avwritingservices.com. And you can always reach me directly at info@avwritingservices.com. Have a fabulous year, everyone, and happy marketing.